Hello everyone, it's me, Roll20 Dad. Today, I'll be teaching all of you how to create a character in Everyday Heroes, a new RPG for the modern world. But before we actually continue, I want to actually tell everybody that what Everyday Hero is. It is a modern day role playing system based on the old D20 modern, refreshed for the 5th edition, updated by some of D20's original designers, of course. And Everyday Heroes will actually delight fans everywhere as it actually covers up the major movies that was actually created a number of times ago, a number of years ago, even perhaps. The books that was actually released is, of course, the Everyday Heroes core. And currently, right now, there are a number of books that's already being released and a number that's yet to be released. First, we have actually Escape from New York, then The Crow, Kong Skull Island, Pacific Rim, Highlander, Total Recall, Rambo, and Universal Soldier. But what excites me the most is the book itself. Everyday Heroes have always been my favorite game ever since I created and ran Modern D20 when it first came out. And I've run it for over 20 years, and all my players actually love it. And of course, I've been requested and asked to actually prepare on how to use Roll20 in creating a character. So now, as we look at the screen, the first thing you need to do is to actually go to your, for example, hover your mouse over to the third icon, which is the journal section. In the journal section, yes, in the journal section, then you click on plus character sign. In the plus character sign, click on it. And then here, you'll be given a random name that you need to change to your desired character name. For example, John Alex. Let's put John Alex. And then click on Save Changes. In the avatar page, of course, is where you put your character portrait. And here it will be listed in the bio and info. And then after that, you have your attributes. Okay, let's go back to avatar. This way you drag a character portrait. But since we don't have a character portrait, I can actually drag perhaps one that would actually show the character as it's actually being shown. And then I'm gonna go and drag an icon, which would be a random NPC perhaps that would populate the data section of this game. So I'm gonna drag one that's created by my players, which is a journalist in my previous Everyday Heroes campaign. So I'm going to click on Save Changes, and then your character will then be shown to have their image in this section. So now we are going to start creating the character. As you can see, this is how it looks like in the Roll20 character sheet. It is not populated yet, as you see that your character is yet to be called. So now we have to choose a class. How do we choose a class? Currently, right now, at this very moment, Roll20 have given access to us for drag and drop. There is no character monster at this very moment. So the ones that you can drag at this current time is the armor, the weapons, the equipments, talents and feat, plans, and also tricks. But somehow at this moment, class, archetype, backgrounds, profession, many more you're unable to actually do anything with it until it is actually complete. But this is simple. You can actually drag this down by going to page 20 of the PDF. And in page 20 of the PDF is you follow the steps one by one, like step one, step two, step three, and then many more. So now let us choose a class. So we're gonna choose a class. So we're gonna go back to our character sheet. And then you choose the class. So now my companion that is actually opening up the character, he will actually assist by creating a class. So he will go back to the PDF, the one that we bought from Evil Genius Games, and then he's gonna copy from the PDF to the character sheet. Let's choose, for example, a smart hero. Then he copy it and then go back to the character sheet. and then go to the class.
It's
Smart
actually
hero, the class is, okay, the archetype. Choose a class. Okay, now we have the class, the hacker, and the archetype, which is a smart hero. And then we'll do the background and professions later on. But first, we all start at level 1. Now, let's roll for stats. There is a macro command that you need to choose to roll for stats, which of course I will provide in the description section of the YouTube channel. So copy the commands as shown here in the video. After you put it in the chat, then click on enter. It will then auto generate a stat for you. So depending on the games or the sessions that you have with your game master, if your game master actually allow you to roll once or point by, then it's entirely up how your game is actually run. But for mine, I allow my players to roll 3 times and choose the best stats. So again, my player will roll a second time, and then lastly, a third time to actually determine which one he will actually take. So now, based on the numbers, he will most likely take the second one, which is the 13, 14, 8, 16, 6, 15. And then he will take those numbers and then put it into an appropriate section of the character sheet. As you can see, as my companion puts in the number, the everyday hero's character sheet automatically put the modifiers. And you can actually see it's being populated as he actually put everything. Now we have put the stats. Now we have actually put the stats. So now we need to go to the hacker section of the PDF book. The Smart Hero and straight to the hacker at page 85. Now the hacker have proficiencies. Here we have saving throws, intelligence, and wisdom. So now our player will need to actually put in intelligence and wisdom into the character sheet. So as you can see here in the save, he chose intelligence and wisdom. And now we go back to the PDF. Now we have the skills. Choose 4 from computers, deception, investigation, insight, mechanics, natural science, security, social science, stealth, and streetwise. So he need to choose 4 among those skills. He chooses computers, and then the second one would be security, and then mechanics, and then lastly, stealth. It's going to be a stealthy character, quite good in security, excellent in mechanics, and also in computers. So now let's go back to the PDF to see what's the next step for the hacker. And now we're going to go to equipment. So he now have basic equipment. So the basic equipment that we need to choose be basic. Equipment proficiencies, basic. So this is the proficiencies. So now let's go back to the PDF. And then after that, he need to choose electronic expertise. Choose either computers or security. The word here is or. He could either choose either only computers or security. Then it increases from +5 to now +7. Now let's go back to the PDF. And then we're going to look at equipment recommendations. Equipment pack, the hacker pack. If you bought the book, you could immediately look for the equipment in Roll20. As you can see, our friend here will type in hacker pack. It seems that we don't have it currently right now. So it doesn't matter.
No, no, no.
We'll look through
Here,
Hacker
here we
Pack.
are.
Okay, that's good. All right, Hacker Pack, price level 2. And then these are the equipments you start with: clothes, comfortable pants, and everything else. So he would need to actually copy all this into the character sheet. And there it is. Unfortunately, you need to have the book in order for this to happen in Roll20. So I do suggest that you actually get the book to make things up, to make things much easier. But if you want to copy paste, it's entirely up to you. So now let's go back to the PDF. And then we have weapons, a stun gun or a paper spray. So now he just need to go to check on the stun gun into Roll20 and look for the item. And now just need to drag and drop, and it would be in the weapons section. So now everything is already populated for you as you drop it. And if there's anything, you can always double check and to see if there's everything there for you, stun and other equipments. So now we're done with the stats. We're done with the hacker. So now we go back to the PDF again and see the next step. Now to backgrounds. You need to choose your background to actually be included into the game. So go to chapter 2 into backgrounds. So now we're going to choose a random background. And activist. So now he put it into the background section. Then go back to the PDF. And then ability score increase based on the background. Increase your wisdom or your charisma score by 1. So we go back to your character stats and choose your wisdom, increase it to 9. Still not the best, but then this is everyday heroes. And now after that, skill proficiencies. Choose either intimidation or persuasion. And then after choosing that, now we go back to the PDF and then iconic equipment and all campaign button from your youth. So you add a bullhorn. This one will be just a simple item to actually look through to into the equipment list, which is a bullhorn. So you just click on the plus button into the equipment list and then type in a bullhorn, an iconic equipment horn, to certify that you have this item based on your background. Okay, since that is done, now let's go back to special features. And now special features is political speech. You have advantage on charisma persuasion. Chaos made to promote a cause or convince people to support it. So this is your special feature, which you actually need to put into your talents and feats. And then we just put this special feature, political speech. That's all. Then you're done. You click on the cogwheel button. So now we're done with the background. And now let's go back to creating heroes. If we go down to the background, the next step would be profession, step 3. So now let's choose a random profession in chapter 3. Okay, let's choose counseling. And we put profession next to our class and backgrounds. And now as a sample career, you can see behavioral therapist, crisis counselor, marriage counselor, or psychologist. And then again, you have an ability score increase. Increase your wisdom and one other ability score by your choice by 1 to a maximum of 20. So now my friend will then choose which one to increase. Again, he will increase wisdom to 10, making sure he doesn't have that negative, and then charisma by 14. And then it will increase. The modifiers will be gone to be increased higher. The beauty of Roll20 character sheet. And now, skill proficiencies. Insight, persuasion, and social science. As you already picked certain skills, you're unable to choose it to be expertise, but you get more skills to be better at. And now we're going to go straight again to the PDF and then look at the iconic equipment. Professional attire, a pencil, and notepad, P of the DSM. So this you will need to actually put into your equipment list. So we just put there, we just need to copy iconic equipment, and that's more than enough. You don't have to copy the whole thing, but this is just a method demo to show you how it's done. So now you have a wealth level of 3. So you can put there 3 at the character sheet. So you put their wealth as 3. And then everybody have a speed. The speed will always be and always will be 30 feet. So now languages is always English. So now special features. You have advantage on charisma persuasion checks made to calm someone and persuade someone against violent actions, which you need to actually copy and put into the character sheet, into talents and feats. Press on the cogwheel and it's done. Now, we are done with the professions. Next one is now ability scores we have done. We have done with the ability scores. So now we can actually scroll to go to the next step. Okay, archetype and class. Earlier on, we choose the archetype and also the class. And currently, we are yet to actually roll for hit dice or hit points. A hacker will always start with this, like the smart heroes as you level up. Hit dice is 1d6. You always start with a maximum of 6 plus your constitution modifier, starting hit points. So now let's go to your hit point section. You have a constitution of 14 plus 2. So 6 plus 2 is 8. So you put here in your hit point section 8. And the hit dice is 1 out of d6. And then currently, at this very moment, your proficiency bonus is plus 2, initiative plus 2, and passive is 10. Because your wisdom is a plus 0, due to 10, your passive perception will always be a 10. So now let's go back to the smart hero section. Now for first level, defense superior tactic, 10 plus intelligence modifier and smart hero defense bonus. So now let's look at the smart hero defense bonus. The smart hero defense bonus is plus 0. So there's none. But of course, at level 1, you don't start much. So your defense at this very moment is still a 10, plus your intelligence modifier of plus 3. So your defense is 13. Unless, of course, you're smarter or more wise, and the smart hero defense bonus will then increase depending on the level. So now let's go to level 1. Smart hero talents, plans, level 1. So this is where you put everything into your talent tree section of the book. Okay, I do have to apologize. To name the plant, you need to actually copy the name and then put it properly. So plans level 1, actually. Genius level 1. That is what you need to be copied into pot to be put into your talent. Then you copy the description to be put into the game. The ability name you must put in as genius level 1 or genius 1. Okay, as you level up, then this will be increased and you can put into your character sheet. So now let's move on to see what is the next step. Okay, after you put everything, now let's look at the finishing touches. Now it's all about everything is here. Equipments and everything else you need to buy from the equipment list. And from the equipment list, you will need to actually go through everything based on your wealth level, and then your character is done. Since you have a wealth level 3, as you go to equipment level 6, this is where, as a player, you will need to go through the PDF and choose the items that you need. If you have the Roll20 Everyday Heroes book, it's just a simple action of just drag and drop. Let us show an example as we go to the equipment list. As you can see a number of equipments already listed down for you. That is how easy it is for you when you actually have the Everyday Heroes book in Roll20. Of course, as time goes by, Evil Genius Games is working around the clock to make sure that once all things is completed, all the books will already be done, we will all be having so much fun with this game, me included, me and my players. And I can't wait to actually run another session with them this coming weekend. And then, everyone, this is all. Thanks for actually listening and actually watching this video. Please click like and subscribe and do share. Thank you very much and goodbye.